It was a quiet morning in Valencia, Spain. In Patraix, life moved at its usual unhurried pace, but behind one door a terrible secret was waiting, one that would soon shatter the calm and captivate a nation. This is the story of a young couple who seem to have it all: love, careers, a bright future. But what you see on the surface is rarely the whole story. On August 16th, 2017, Antonio Navarro, an engineer, never arrived at work. His wife, Maria Jesus, Marge, claimed she tried to call him, but there was no answer. She told police she was worried, but something about her story didn't add up. The puzzle pieces were scattered, waiting to be assembled into a picture darker than anyone imagined. This wasn't a crime of passion. It was cold, calculated, and planned with chilling precision. The case would become known as the Patraix crime, a name synonymous with betrayal. Investigators faced a maze of lies, every turn revealing new deception. They were up against a master manipulator, someone who could cry on cue and lie without flinching. Their task: see through the performance and find the truth buried under a mountain of secrets. It all started with a single, brutal act in a dark garage. How well can you ever truly know someone? What darkness can hide behind a charming smile? For Antonio, the answer would come too late. He thought he was loved, never suspecting he was sleeping next to an enemy. The story of the Patraix crime would force everyone to question the faces we trust most. And it began with a perfect life built on a perfect lie. Antonio Navarro was a dependable, kind man, an engineer loved by friends and family. He found happiness in simple things: work, hobbies, and most of all, his wife. He believed in commitment and dreamed of a future with Marge. Marge, a vibrant nurse, was the opposite. Outgoing, charming, the life of every room. To outsiders, they were the perfect couple. His calm, matched by her energy. They married in 2016, bought an apartment, and planned for the future. But behind the smiles, a different story was unfolding. Antonio was deeply in love, trusting his wife completely. He worked hard, dreaming of a family, never suspecting the truth. He had no idea the woman he adored was not who she seemed. Their marriage was a carefully crafted illusion. Antonio's reality was one Marge created for him. No one saw the storm coming. He believed in their future, blind to the betrayal brewing beneath the surface. The tragedy that would shatter his world was already in motion. Sometimes the greatest danger comes from those closest to us. Antonio was about to pay the ultimate price for his trust. While Antonio built a life on love, Marge lived by her own rules. She enjoyed the stability Antonio provided, but craved excitement and attention. Her double life was audacious. Multiple lovers, secret rendezvous, endless lies. She manipulated each man, molding herself to fit their desires. To Antonio, she was a devoted wife. To others, a damsel in distress. One lover, Salvador Rodrigo, Salva, became obsessed with her. Marge convinced Salva that Antonio was the only thing standing in their way. She planted a dangerous idea in his mind. The seeds of murder were sown in the shadows of her deception. August 16th, 2017. Antonio woke early, preparing for work. Maya claimed to be on a nursing shift, but she was with a lover, her alibi set. Antonio headed to the garage, unaware of the danger waiting. In the dim light, a figure emerged, Salva, lying in ambush. The attack was swift and brutal. Antonio was stabbed repeatedly, left to die beside his car. Hours passed. Antonio didn't show up for work. Colleagues called Mahe, who played the worried wife. She returned home with a witness, went to the garage, and discovered Antonio's body. Her reaction was dramatic: screams, tears, collapse. To outsiders, she was a devastated widow, but investigators sensed something was off. The scene felt staged, the grief rehearsed. The perfect crime, or so they thought, was already unraveling. The first cracks in Marge's story had begun to show. The investigation was just beginning. In the aftermath, Marge played the grieving widow flawlessly. She spoke of a perfect marriage, painting Antonio as a victim of random violence, but detectives noticed inconsistencies. Her grief seemed shallow, her answers rehearsed. Phone records contradicted her claims of frantic calls. Her alibi for the night before fell apart. She'd been with another man. Marge's focus on Antonio's life insurance and assets raised suspicions. The image of the devoted wife crumbled. Police no longer believed in a random killer. The grieving widow was now their prime suspect. The hunt for the truth closed in on Mage. Friends and family painted a different picture of the marriage. Antonio had become isolated, unhappy, and confided that Mage was distant. His parents saw her as self-centered, concerned with appearances and spending. Antonio had recently discovered Mage's infidelity. He was devastated, but forgave her. He wanted to save the marriage, unaware of the danger he was in. This revelation gave police a motive: fear of exposure, loss of comfort, and revenge. The perfect couple's facade was gone, replaced by betrayal and deceit. The investigation shifted. This was personal, not random. The question was no longer if Maja was involved, but how. The truth was closing in. Police soon focused on Salvador Rodrigo, Salva. He and Mage exchanged constant romantic messages, planning a future together. Major promised him freedom if Antonio was gone. Financial motives emerged: life insurance, pension, property. Mage wanted security and freedom without a messy divorce. Police believed Mage masterminded the murder using Salva as her pawn. She gave him the keys, set the plan, and created her alibi. Salva, obsessed and manipulated, did the unthinkable for love. The motive: sex, money, and a new life. The plan: Major orchestrates, Salva executes. The police had their suspects, now they needed one to break. The net was tightening. Police put Mage and Salva under surveillance, tapping phones, tracking movements. Their coded conversations revealed guilt and manipulation. Mage coached Salva, urging him to stay strong. Salva, racked with guilt, grew paranoid. Mage remained cold, in control, growing impatient with his weakness. In January 2018, police arrested Salva. Away from Meye, he confessed. She planned everything, gave him the keys, told him when to strike. He killed Antonio for her, believing in their future. With Salva's confession, police arrested Major at the hospital. Confronted, her composure broke. She tried to blame Salva, but it was too late. The web of lies unraveled. The Patraix crime shocked Valencia. A chilling tale of manipulation and murder. The case was closed, but the questions lingered. How well do we ever know those we love?